Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of More Than Just Task Management. My name is Anna Angelova, one of your loyal hosts and also founder of Plandor. And of course, I have Jores here with me.
Hi everyone.
Mm. On this beautiful Sunday morning, as we are streaming live on YouTube and recording this episode, it's actually so beautiful in the GTA. Like we just had snow fall down, and it's so white and picturesque and kind of Christmassy. Mm, We are actually starting a new week, and to start a new week, our topic is how to plan your week for success. And this is one thing that I personally found to be missing link, like when it comes to goal achievement, between achieving your long-term goals and what you do every single day. Because like when you think about it, like Joris, you know what it's like. We gotta get up in the morning, and then the moment you open your email, there's something to deal with. There's something going on, and during the week, although like we have our weekly, like daily routines, starting the morning in certain way, like most of us during the week, we don't actually get the time to sit down and like Dory Clark says, create that space for deeper thinking, to actually review things, plan things, and it's easy to get lost into the daily tasks. It's so easy to get lost into just doing without achieving anything. And personally, I found that the weekly planning is the link that connects the long-term goals to what we do every single day, that gives purpose, that shows us, oh, we're going in the right direction, or wait a minute, there's something going on. Like we can
Mm,
check our posts and see where we are uh, once a week. This is what it takes. And I've been using this for personally, like for my personal goals, but of course, most importantly for the business, since I found about it. And it's been a few years, and I love it. Like it shows me that I'm on the right path. And actually, I know I was really excited with the previous episode yesterday when you talked about Canada's challenges, but I'm also excited about this one. Like it's something I'm really passionate about, and I'm looking forward to sharing how to plan your week for success.
And it only takes an hour, right? It doesn't take your whole Sunday, it doesn't take away from anything, but this 1 hour will shape your entire week. You know, when you wake up first thing in the morning on Monday, you know exactly, yes, there's always a fire waiting, but set that aside, you know exactly what you need to accomplish. And while you're fighting those fires, which we all have, you can fit in those important tasks that are helping you get achieve your goals. And that's what is important. But if you wake up first thing Monday morning thinking that, oh, I'm going to spend an hour here, when work panic and work fire hits, you're done. Your whole week is done. But Sunday, you have this semi-certainty. Of course, there are also family fires like I had this morning, but easy one to put out. But you still have that certainty that there may not be, this huge issue with the system or a client, irate client or whatever it is that fills your back of your mind and your head. And having been ready for it, you've literally streamlined the whole week.
I love what you're saying about having been ready for it, because like one of the things, like when you are planning your week, to plan for success, actually one of the important things is to leave space for those like in your calendar. Like don't plan like, okay, I work like 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, and like every single hour is accounted for.
Mhm.
It's actually important to leave space and allow yourself that unknown things happen. And sometimes, yes, we talk about fires and we talk about problems and issues that come up. But sometimes
Mhm.
it's actually for something nice. Like it might be someone unexpectedly, like a former client or partner unexpectedly messages you to reconnect with you and say, "Oh, I'm in town for a couple of days. Do you want to go for dinner or something, or lunch or something like this?" So uh, I love that you brought this up, because like as a lot of us, we are high achievers and we want to do, and planning the week, it's like, yes, put those chunks of work that you want to do, but leave space. Like you never know. You never know. Like something unexpected might happen. So
One.
I love that you brought this up. And the other thing I wanted to mention is I know we're talking about planning on Sunday. There are people I've worked with and people I know who do the planning on Mondays. And actually, for the other business I have, we do the planning on Monday morning. So it's like this weekly planning, review and planning. Actually, we do this Monday mornings. So it doesn't have to be on a Sunday. And I think some people have mentioned that they even do it Friday end of day or something like this, like planning for the reviewing the past week and planning for the next week. So finding what works for you. For us, we do this Sunday. And as I said, for me personally, because Sundays are relaxed days, like usually there are not a lot of activities, and the morning is usually a time where it's mine, no matter what. Even when NFL is on, like the game starts at 1 o'clock, so the morning is always open for things like this. But it doesn't have to be a Sunday. Just whatever works for you to kind of close the previous week and open the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like what you said about leaving time for yourself. It's very important. When we talk about, I don't, I think we talked about this, Anna, in the introduction video that we had, session that we had, where when we talk about planning, we're not talking about just prioritize your work over everything, right? All my coworkers, my biggest clients, they all know I have a block in the mornings in my calendar that I do not accept. It's already blocked for the rest of the year, calendar year. And it's whether you call it me time, focus time, energize time, whatever that is, leave that hour and do what not resets you, but refreshes you, right? Because even if you think, like they say, our most productive hours are from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m., right? But if you reset yourself between 10 and 11 or 11 and 12, now you have more productive hours after lunch, right? After the noontime. So it's very important because we talked about achieving goals. We're not just talking about your business goals. Yes, those are very important, the most important. But without us, there's no business. If we don't take care of ourselves, there's no, who's going to run the business? So make sure to make time for yourself as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and such a great point. And I know that this is something that you have your energize. I think it's like energize time,
Called energize,
11,
yes.
11 to 12, yes. And this is something that I personally used to have in my calendar, and then for this year I didn't set it up. And what happens when you don't set it up? Your calendar is open, and sometimes people book meetings at that time. So yeah, this is really important. Leaving time for recharging yourself, and like Joris, for you it's workout, and sometimes it's like heavy workout and like weights. I kind of like a little bit of variety, and I also do a workout. I go for a run or do some kind of not as heavy. Like I also do weights every other day, like working out. And in winter, I don't get out a lot. Like it's not. I love winter, but in Canada with the wind, it gets so cold. But for some people, it's walking out and having a walk just outside in nature or something like this. It can be meditating, whatever, like you said, whatever recharges you and resets you. Just go away from get away from the screen, get away from
the
meetings,
calendar and
things
the
like
email
this.
and absolutely.
Yeah,
Meet with yourself and your weights.
absolutely.
I have a meeting with
meeting
my
yourself.
weights
Exactly.
and my workbench.
Absolutely. And this way you set up an example. Actually, by doing this for yourself, you set up an example, especially as the business owner. You set up an example for your team that it's okay to recharge, and like it's time for us to stop counting hours and look at the results. And we all achieve more results when we can work at our optimum. When we are at our best, 1 hour at our best is better than 8 hours when we are average. So this way you set up
100%.
example. Yeah, and I love that you
Yeah.
mentioned it. Another thing I know I mentioned with the weekly, so how to plan your week for success. I hinted that it's not just planning the week ahead, it also like reviewing what happened the past week, because it gives you the space to think about like lessons learned, what worked well, what didn't work, what do I keep on doing, what do I change, what do I start doing. Like it gives you, as I said, it gives you the space to actually pause and see this is what I said I'm doing, like this is where I'm going. But looking at what happened in the past week and where I am right now, am I going in the right direction, like what's going on. And it starts with actually reviewing the whole process, and this is how we do it as well. Like we start by reviewing the past week and saying, okay, what did we say we wanted to achieve the past week? Did we really achieve it? Why we didn't achieve it? Like what worked well, as I said, what doesn't work well? Like what changes do we want to make or need to make so we can move in the right direction?
Absolutely, and I know Anna, you're sick of hearing this. I always use this. The way the airplanes work when an airplane flies from Pearson to Munich, which is about 8,000 kilometers, it actually checks its vector every minute by the minute for a few things. Like you said, if before you go too far off and recorrect it, you waste fuel. Customer satisfaction. If you waste so many of these detours, the customer will miss the connecting flight. So again, we're not saying check your work every day. Yeah, you could at some level for the important parts, but once a week, do this check, right? That's your 1 minute of vector checking. So you don't go too far, you don't waste, don't backtrack. Don't take one step forward, three steps back, right? That's very important. Just keep track on your goals. Every task that you do, it was a one step or half an inch forward toward the big goal. That's the most important, and that's how you get there.
Yeah, I actually love the plane analogy because it's so easy. It's so easy to understand. And like with your travels, I'm not surprised that it's always at the top of your mind. Like how they check
Yeah.
to make sure that they get from Toronto to Munich. Like it's and
On
absolutely this
time
is
and what with the right fuel, right? Efficiently.
exactly.
Mhm.
And one thing that we started doing recently, and it was after I read The Miracle Morning by Hal Elron, but actually The Miracle Morning for Entrepreneurs. So The Miracle Morning was the book that he became famous with, and then he co-authored The Miracle Morning for ... And like there is one version that's for entrepreneurs. I think there is another for students, like different groups of people, right? So I loved one of the ideas. Like I love the whole concept, and I'm actually like my morning starts with a lot of the things that, however, on this discussing. One of the things that they mentioned specifically for entrepreneurs, the chance for success, like the formula, and I have math background, like and in analytics and numbers and things like these systems, like I love this, and it's not a surprise that like a formula stood out for me. And the formula that stood out for me is how do you determine your chance of success? Like how do you know like what your chance of success is? And the suggested formula in the book was multiplying three variables. So one was focus, the second one was effort, and the third one was faith. So focus, how focused were you? Like percentage wise, were you 100% focused on the key goals that you have, the top three goals that you have? Or did you spend a lot of your time on things that were not related to your three main goals, right? Like, so based on this, and be honest, and of course this thing is mm, a little bit subjective, right? Like it's not science, but it gives you a very good idea of how you're moving forward and where you are. And as I said, shows you the chance of success. So with the focus, be honest with yourself. Don't say, oh yeah, I was very focused on my top 3 goals when you spend half of your time dealing with things that are not really related, right? So be as honest as possible. And so you put a percentage, let's say 75%. I did spend 25% of my time on administrative things and putting off fires and things that don't move me towards. And then towards the goals, right? And then, so focus is 1. Then you multiply this by effort. So effort is how much effort did I actually put? Like, did I work 20 hours? Could I have worked 30 hours? Did I plan 30 hours, but I worked 20 hours? Like, and in this, and like, did I do my best when I was doing the work, right? This is what the effort is. And again, you put percentage, let's say 80%. And then the third element is faith. Like, how much faith do I have that I'll achieve my goals? Like, where am I there? Is it 100%? Do I have my doubts? Like, where is this one? And interestingly, I actually can take the calculator quickly. And ultimately, if you think about it, so let's say it was 75% focus because you didn't, like, you spent some time on things that are not directly related to your goals.
Like shoveling snow.
Yes. And then let's say 80% effort because you actually binge watched. Well, Richard is coming in a couple of weeks, but you know, so multiply this by 80%, and then let's say you had some doubts, right? Like, there were some doubts during the week. Let's say we put this one. Let's make it 90%. So make it 0.9, and when you multiply 75% by 80% by 90%, your overall chance of success is 54%. And this is like mind-boggling. It's unbelievable. Like, if all of them are 90%, like 90, your chance of success will still be 72, right?
72.
0.9 multiplied by 0.9 multiplied by 0.9, yeah, 73-ish, kind of. So it's like, it really shows you that how important focus, effort, and faith are, how important all of them are. And like, we are not saying that you need to work 100 hours a week or something like this. No. But I really love this formula because it shows you focus, effort, faith, how to move forward. And we have been using this, and there are weeks when we're doing well, but then there are also weeks when it's like last week we actually, to be honest, we actually skipped our weekly planning last week because, like, Jores, you had family emergencies, spent time at the hospital the whole Sunday last week. So and then the week started, and so which actually is a good example that life happens, right? Life happens, and yes, it would be great if you can, if let's say you usually do your weekly review and planning on Sundays, and okay, if you are not able to do it on Sunday because of an emergency or something, then you do it Monday. This would be great, but the thing is that if you skip a week, it's not the end of the world. But like with one of the things with habit building, right, is that it's okay if you skip one day, but then the next day you need to definitely go back to it. So like with what happened, like with us skipping last week with the planning and the review, this week is a must. Like, this is one of the things that we are doing for sure after this conversation.
Yep, absolutely. I think we've brought the importance of the planning, whether you do it Friday afternoon, Sunday morning, or Monday morning. Again, find your comfort zone, spend that up 1 hour, make sure you're on the right vector. What you did last week brought you closer to your goal. What you're going to do this coming week will bring you even closer. That's the most important. Again, that's the difference between doing and accomplishing. Because you do a lot of things, but at the end, you're accomplishing a goal. And that's what success is all about. All right? I think we've taken enough of everyone's Sunday. Everyone wants to go back, shovel snow, and start watching the Super Bowl, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl weekend. That's true. That's true. So yeah, I think in terms of again how to plan your week for success. First of all, plan your week. If you are not doing this, start it. If you're not doing this, like you're missing that crucial link, because planning once a month or once a quarter, like reviewing and planning once a month or once a quarter, it's too late. Especially with the times we live in and the changes that are happening. So first of all, if you're not doing it, start it. And then if you're doing it, again, it's a review, because you want to see what works and what doesn't and what changes you need to make. And then it's a planning for the week ahead. And one of the things that I also love about this process, like with as I said, one of the things is that it connects our big goals to what we do every single day. But it also it gives us the opportunity to see that, oh, that if I actually complete these three things this week, I'm on track to achieve my quarterly goal and my annual goal. So I actually need to complete these three things this week. That's it. And it's like, it's so freeing, especially as a business owner, like whether you are a solopreneur or you work with other people, like being able to realize that, wait a minute, I don't need to work 20 hours a day. Might not even need to work 20 hours a week. It might be just like completing 3 things or 5 things that if I complete this Monday and Tuesday, then, oh, you know what? I might be able to take the Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday off and go skiing or go to Vegas, whatever it is. So start if you're not doing it, and if you're doing it, review the past week, plan the next week, leave some time for yourself, and I promise you, like, the change that you start seeing, because again, it's not about achievement. It's not just doing things. It's about achieving things, and it's about achieving our goals and getting to that place of fulfillment and success. And weekly planning is one step that will take you there.
Well said.
And like you said, it's time to start preparing Super Bowl wings and all these things. And I know a lot of people are not excited about the Super Bowl this year, and we are also.
I wish Casey wasn't there, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Everybody has the same wish, so we'll have to put up with Kelsey and the rest of them.
Yep.
So, all right.
It happens. Anyway, so. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you bright and early, actually, tomorrow morning. It's towards 7:30 if you're watching it live, where we'll continue discussing some finer tips and tricks when it comes to goal setting and goal achievement. Have a wonderful Sunday, and until we see you again.